The only catch? To be accurate, Feast must deploy the bombs below 10,000 feet, well within the line of fire.
Hi folks, welcome back to the Storm & Cellar. Today we'll take a look at a short video of the F-117 Nighthawk, first aircraft with real stealth technology. It became operational in 1981 and was shrouded in secrecy until 1988, when the U.S. Air Force announced that it had 64 operational aircraft. So let's take a look at the video and I'll give you my comments.
January 1991. Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein refuses to remove his invading army from neighboring Kuwait. The U.S. and its allies decide it's time to act.
Saddam Hussein's so-called elite Republican Guard invaded his southern neighbor Kuwait on the 2nd of August 1990 and totally occupied it within 2 days. Saddam's purpose was to capture and occupy Kuwait's rich oil fields.
The coalition prepares a full-scale air war, dubbed Operation Desert Storm. The plan? To bomb Iraqi hotspots and bring Hussein to his knees.
After 6 months of saber rattling and a refusal to adhere to a UN mandate to pull out of Kuwait, the U.S. coalition battle plan was put into effect.
The only problem? How to get their aircraft in to do it.
The Iraqis had the most integrated air defense system in the world.
One day after UN Resolution 678 was put into effect, the air campaign was part of the larger offensive which kicked off. It was named Operation Desert Storm, which I was there, and included over 1,000 sorties per day for a 6-week air war.
The U.S. needs a plane that can sneak in and take out the command post before the Iraqis know what hit them. The aircraft they choose, the F-117.
The main objective of the first night was to take out all the C3 or command, control, and communications to destroy Iraq's ability to operate. This was critical, and the F-117 would be the primary attack aircraft for this mission.
65 feet long, 43 feet wide, the F-117 Nighthawk looks like a fighter from another galaxy. Its shape makes it nearly invisible. To enemy radar, it's the size of a baseball.
The F-117 was developed under a program called Skunk Works and was top secret for many years while flying out of Tonopah Test Range in Nevada. I remember one time one crashed into a mountain in California. The entire mountain was roped off for weeks and the security was ultra tight. U.S. Air Force announced that it was actually an A-7 that had crashed, but many of us knew better. We knew something was different than just a regular A-7 crashing.
The reason for that is because the angles on the airplane do not present the radar signature back to the radar.
Where the angles of the aircraft highly defect radar away from the transmitter's line of sight, radar-absorbent flat sheets which covered the aircraft and used sort of a putty-like material to fill in the seams also reduced the radar cross-section, thus making it much more stealthy.
One drawback, payload. To keep its shape stealthy, weapons are limited to what can be stored inside.
You can't hang bombs off the outside of the 117 and have it still be a stealthy fighter.
The bomb payload was definitely a drawback. There were 2 weapons bays and 1 hard point in each bay. However, it did carry a myriad of bombs, including the ability to carry a B-61 nuclear bomb. And its targeting system ensured a most probable hit once released. When you think of hundreds of B-17 bomber sorties with thousands of bombs to hit one target, it makes you appreciate just what the F-117 was capable of doing in just one sortie.
January 1991, deep in Iraqi airspace, F-117 pilot Major General Greg Feast is ready to drop the very first bomb of the war.
Greg wasn't a major general during the first Gulf War. He was a major. I flew with Colonel Greg Feast in the second Gulf War. Great guy with a ton of aircraft experience.
I was very relieved because nobody knew I was there. I was able to concentrate on tracking my target and delivering my bomb.
His bomb of choice, 2 bunker-busting GBU-27 laser-guided bombs.
The GBU-27 paved way 3 was redesigned specifically for the F-117.
That was a 2,000-pound bomb that we used to penetrate targets that other bombs couldn't hit. We were the only aircraft that could carry that weapon.
Pilots in Desert Storm called it the Hammer because of its destructive power and blast radius.
The only catch? To be accurate, Feast must deploy the bombs below 10,000 feet, well within the line of fire.
No problem. The F-117s were sent in first because of their stealth capability. Once the bombs started going off in Baghdad, destroying the Command, Control, and Communication, or C3, the second wave of strike package caught hell because the AAA began to light up the sky, hoping to hit anything.
Our worry below 10,000 feet was not only SAMs, surface to air missiles, but also anti-aircraft artillery, AAA. There was a lot of it in Iraq, and we were worried at any second we could be hit by some type of AAA.
Yes, that was the initial concern. But again, then the F-117 pilots realized no one could detect them inbound to the target. So later on, they were good to go.
Feast lines up the target, checks his bombs, and fires.
All bombs on target.
Direct hit. 90 minutes later, Feast makes it back to base. It's a major success for the stealthy fighter.
During Desert Storm, of the 43,000 sorties flown, the F-117 flew 1,271 sorties and destroyed 1,600 high-value targets in Iraq.
Over the next 8 weeks, it remains undefeated.
And we flew 1,271 missions in the F-117 during Operation Desert Storm, and not one piece of damage, not one bullet, not one SAM, nothing ever hit any of our aircraft.
The fact that not one F-117 aircraft was hit during Desert Storm is a testament to the lethality of stealth technology and the advanced capabilities of all the follow-on aircraft, such as the F-22, F-35, and B-2.
There weren't many skeptics left after Operation Desert Storm. Everyone knew that the F-117 was a true stealth fighter capable of precision bombing against almost any target in the world.
Again, the F-117 is not a fighter. It was strictly an attack aircraft and should have been called the A-117. I just left NATO, where I flew the NE-3 AWACS missions in Bosnia, when I heard we had lost our first F-117 shot down by a surface-to-air missile. Needless to say, that was very mysterious indeed, and definitely a video for another time. The F-117 was retired in 2008 to make way for the F-22 Raptor. We owe a great deal of thanks to those committed to the design, test, and operation of the F-117 Nighthawk. It paved the way for the fifth-generation fighters today. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends. Let me know what you think by leaving your comments below. Until next time, make sure your takeoff and landings equal.